Good morning and welcome to the Monday edition of your breakfast show Leadership Television Inside Nigeria. Today is Monday, August 26, 2024, and my name is Winifred Ubebo, your host on the program. On this first segment of the show, we like to review front headline stories of some select newspapers, including Nigeria's most influential leadership. Let's see what leadership is leading with this Monday. 18 years after, 49.6 billion naira National Library project in a shambles. 18 years after, 49.6 billion naira National Library project in a shambles. Student stakeholders seek urgent action. Who will complete it by 2025? Federal government. I'll take that once again. 18 years after, 49.6 billion naira National Library project in a shambles. Student stakeholders seek urgent action, and federal government says will complete it by 2025. Underneath it is the scenes from the clash between the police and shites in Abuja yesterday, where some patrol vehicles were set ablaze and two cops were also killed in that protest. Beside that, NAV strikes kill several terrorists in Kaduna and Zamfara. Ministry approves 200,000 naira minimum wage for shipping sector workers. IGP receives rescue 20 medical students, 7 others. Catholic bishops tax president on economic reforms. And gradually to the masthead, how NIADG was asked to resign. Sources, of course, this is a follow-up to the developing story, follow-up to the resignation of the NIADG, as was reported last week. And leadership says how NIADG was asked to resign. Sources. The story runs on page 4 of leadership. And on the business boss, Dangote Otedola Elumelu to drive federal government's malaria initiative. That takes us to the stories about the mindset of leadership. Shites attack police in Abuja, key to injure 3. Tributes as Ningi Emir dies after 46 years on throne. Tributes as Ningi Emir dies after 46 years on throne. The story continues on page 8 of leadership. With that, we move to the page 3 of leadership newspaper, where we have our permanent fixture, our stand. Our stand today is on community resilience against terrorism. Community resilience against terrorism. The editorial today on leadership, which takes us to the back page, where we have Mode column with Dakuku Peterside. Dakuku Peterside is writing on from the DNC, lessons for Nigerian political parties. From the DNC, lessons for Nigerian political parties. With that, we conclude review of front headline stories, editorial, and back page of leadership newspaper this Monday morning. For more, log on to www.leadership.ng. From leadership, we move over to its sister publication, National Economy. National Economy this week says, as theft ravages oil gas sector. As theft ravages oil gas sector. Investors propose divestment of 26 oil blocks worth 8.2 million barrels. As theft ravages oil gas sector, investors propose divestment of 26 oil blocks worth 8.2 million barrels. Underneath that, on another bout of fuel crisis, the story is on page 12 of National Economy, on another bout of fuel crisis. And that takes us to the stories about the masthead of National Economy. Nigeria prepares for Internet Protocol version 6 rollout. Nigeria prepares for Internet Protocol version 6 rollout. New tax laws, cryptocurrency framework set for September launch. With that, we conclude review of our sister publication, National Economy, this Monday morning. National Economy is a weekly business paper on the stables of leadership newspaper. For more, log on to the website www.nationaleconomy.com. From National Economy, we have Vanguard next on our menu. Vanguard says executive order on medicaments. Federal government yet to implement 2 months after. Executive order on medicaments. Federal government yet to implement 2 months after. Federal government still working on implementation framework 2 months after. Minister, delay not worth it. People are dying. Oladigbolu. Government must progressively intervene in high tariffs. Akintayo. Implementation details must be properly worked out. Ifeanyi. Those are the riders to the main headline story. Executive order on medicaments. Federal government yet to implement 2 months after. And beneath that, above that, we have court freezes 32 accounts linked to hashtag end bad governance protest. Federal government moves to eliminate malaria, pigs Dangote, Otedola, and Lumelu to drive efforts. Catholic bishops canvass regional government, ask Tinubu to fight hunger grabs. Nigerians hope for lower cement price deems. With that, we conclude review of front headline stories today on Vanguard. For more, log on to www.vanguardngr.com. From Vanguard's Daily Sun is next on our menu. Daily Sun's main headline story says two cops killed, vehicles burnt as police shites clash in Abuja. Islamic State claims police murdered several of its members during peaceful procession. The story continues on page 4 of Daily Sun. Two cops killed, vehicles burnt as police shites clash in Abuja. Islamic State claims police murdered several of its members during peaceful procession. Hashtag end bad governance. Court freezes 32 individuals' Pence bank accounts. We foiled your plot to destroy our aviation sector. AON hits Fairfax Africa Fund. Group predicts economic doom for Nigerian airlines. Act on course for new constitution. Ayan protests Tinubu. Atiku slams Tinubu over subsidy scam, rights abuse. Asks federal government to explain why Oando got accelerated approval in Ajib/any purchase. Manufacturers abandon grid electricity as federal government cries out over 5,155 megawatts unutilized power. 98% email state offenders in correctional centers, reps. And the second main headline story on Daily Sun says Catholic bishops warn of more youth protests. Say country sitting on ticking time bomb. Khalid dissociates self from Abia APC spokesman's outburst. The story is on page 29 of Daily Sun. Khalid dissociates self from Abia APC spokesman's outburst. And the last story gracing the cover of Daily Sun today says malaria, federal government picks Dangote, Otedola, Elumelu in efforts to end scored. The story continues on page 27 of Daily Sun. For more, log on to www.thesun.ng. From Daily Sun, we move over to the last paper we have on our menu today, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian says forest execution hitches threaten food waiver policy as farmers kick. Forest execution hitches threaten food waiver policy as farmers kick. The other stories running underneath that main headline story say Serap asks governors Wike to disclose details of Chinese loans. Atiku chides Tinubu over citizens' rights violations. Okonjo-Iweala asks politicians to stop weaponizing insecurity. Again, terrorist strike in Kaduna, kidnap district head, sees orders. Enugu uncovers 2,640 ghost pensioners, begins payment of council pensions. The unholy secrecy of NAS members' pay package. That is the editorial on The Guardian today, and it runs on page 15 of the paper. The unholy secrecy of NAS members' pay package. Two killed in Abuja, Shite police clash. Bandits kidnap 150 in Sokoto. Tunisian president reshuffles cabinet, replaces 19 ministers ahead of election. With that, also, we conclude the front headline stories of The Guardian today, Monday, August 26, 2024. For more, log on to www.guardian.ng. With that, also, we conclude the first half of today's Inside Nigeria. Don't forget to join in. Stay tuned for the second part of the program with our guests in the studio. Don't go away. Stay tuned.
Brighton getting their second goal just a few minutes later. It's been a stroll in the Merseyside sunshine, and it might get worse for Everton here as Adingra comes forward, and Adingra slots it! Beautiful from Simon Adingra!
Leadership for God and country. Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country. Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country.
The program is Inside Nigeria, your breakfast show on Leadership Television. My name is Jennifer once again, and I have my Monday guest in the house. He is a political economist, public affairs analyst, Ali Elias. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Yes. And today, leadership is have an exclusive story as its main cover. It says 18 years after 49.6 billion naira national library project in Shambles is something that we actually drive past in the central part of Abuja. Yes, and also we still have Vanguard, so many uncompleted projects. Executive order on medicaments, federal government yet to implement 2 months after.
Right. I actually passed through the national library on Friday.
That's what I'm saying. Something
so on Friday when I passed through it, there was the background, there was a blue kind of activity usable. You know there is one tall something there. And I was looking at it. Since all this year. They said it's supposed to be the tallest building in Abuja. Up to now, nothing is actually happening. And I just opposed it with what I saw in China. I don't know if you see that. When they show China National Library, you need to see it. In fact, you would love to be there. So I just wonder how we want to grow in terms of development, in terms of education-wise, historical-wise, you know, and future itself without having such projects completed over time. 18 years. It's like for the last span of our Fourth Republic, because I'm sure it's the second time of the President Obasanjo that actually start working on that.
Yes, I remember many years ago why I just sincerely was still on the education bit. The DG or ED of National Library then he said that they were releasing funds to complete that project, and it's so unfortunate. And talking about it's about 8 years now.
Right.
That the project still remains the way it is. Right. What happens? Why is it that Nigeria keeps having abandoned projects?
Right. Let me tell you what brings about the Bureau of Public Procurement.
Okay.
The first reason for Bureau of Public Procurement is abandoned projects. Because in procurement, you must show us how many year lifespan because of variation you are going to use to build. So if it is 8 billion that are supposed to be used to build in 10 years back, it will be like 30 billion. Naira now. And that's why even international donor, they said no, you must comply with procurement law, which says that you must build within a particular period. And that's why we have a lot of abandoned projects. I don't know why President Buhari attention does not caught it before, because President Buhari has one thing he did well. He completed a lot of projects ongoing by Jonathan, which we expect this president also.
Now, you mentioned Bureau of Public Procurement. Is it that our Bureau of Public Procurement is not as effective as it should?
If you ask me, I will say yes, they are not effective because this is part of their own responsibility. They are to guide projects and how things actually work. And this is even federal government projects that must have been advertised as supposed to be, must have been issued out, But now there's a lot of problem on that project now. You agree with that variation is a problem. When they give that project, the dollar was maybe 180, 200,
less than.
Now it is 1,600 naira, 1,500 naira. So you can see the variation. It's a huge. So if it's 5 billion to build it, then it should be like 40, 50 billion naira to even complete. So it's a serious issue unless we have that. And I expect this Minister of Education, because I saw him on TV. He's well experienced. We're expecting maybe with this expository of leadership, maybe the minister will also attention will cut it and know what to do about it.
Thank you so much. Now again, another leading story. Of course, when the story, most of our platforms, social platforms, we're hearing security alert, avoid the Wuse area of
Yes.
Abuja. I was like dumbfounded that what could have happened, just like what leadership captured in his photo today. Some of the patrol vehicles burnt down during strikes and police clash, and the strikes was killed about two policemen, and many also killed among the strikes. What is happening?
I think it's quite appalling. We think this thing is gone, but it's still wearing its ugly, ugly head. Because I saw the alert on my phone.
Islamic State claims
They said-
police murdered several of his members during peaceful procession.
I saw the alert on my phone that avoid two police have been killed. The question is, if they are to protest, you must inform the police. They must be aware to provide guide for you. I'm sure, in fact, from what I got about the police, that police got to know that there's a
Peaceful procession.
procession. You don't call it peaceful.
Okay.
There's a procession
So
because
it's
they did not
procession.
inform government about it.
Right.
So they now say quickly, they say some policemen
Mobilize.
should just go and guide them. So I think the Shai, they saw it as a threat to their procession. I think that's
And
the
but
problem.
another report I read said that police was shooting live ammunition tear gas into their midst.
Well, the fact is that, let's get it clearly, if you are to protest in the city, in this like country, everybody should be aware of it. So that they can guide and protect. Because what actually happened was a serious issue, and we are even happy that it's not doesn't go beyond that, even though it's saddening that we are losing our policemen. Because I must tell you that it's only this country who lose policemen who just say it like that. How can we lose our security, the well-trained people that have used our money to train them? So I think this procession is a case. What is it all about? Even we, some of us that are Muslim ask, what is the procession all about? It's surprising. So for me, you have right to embark on procession, but government also have right to tell us where and where you want to carry this activity. Where I got to know was that some people said in Zubadi, there's a lot of people looking for very quick to receive. They are wondering, what are they going to do? What is that? In fact, there was a crowd and there was no vehicle. And that was where the suspicion started. What are you going to do in Use? And why is it Use? And this is what brought about this. I think this shite issue has been reoccurring. You recall that this is what actually happened in Zaria.
I was almost caught in that attack a few years ago. That was at Secretariat, and before you know what was happening, there was gunshots everywhere. Many of us had to dash for our dear life.
Most of us that used to pray in National Mosque. Immediately after prayer, you hear those shouts from this group of people. That in fact, most of us sometimes will say, no, don't let me go because of the tension they create in the mosque. If that is happening in the mosque, that means people need to be cautious. They need to be cautious.
Thank you so much. But however, about even when we all know that even when you apply for, you inform that you want to go on protest, like what happened during the hashtag and bad governance, the police even refused, and we saw a situation whereby some of our governors went to court to stop the protest from taking place. At the end of the day, they were even restricted to some selected areas.
It's not for me. You have right
think
to.
they will actually give them that
If
permission
you recall, less bad
to have a
governance,
procession.
it was even allowed a month to be the protest itself, and government wants to look at it from perspective of what has happened in Lagos. We all recall the NSAS and what happened about it, and that's why government is saying, okay, do this, do that. So for me, if you recall, beyond even the protest, there is this flag held by the Shai. They used to have their own flag and whatever. So I think this country needs some respite for now. So I think they should be cautious. Police should be well trained too, because I want to believe that police does not have enough personnel. That's why what happened to them happened to them. Because I'm sure it was a mob attack that killed those two police. It was not that those people have guns or whatever. It was a mob attack that killed them.
All right, moving on. What are your takes on this call for new constitution? Like Anyaoku is calling on Buhari, Tinubu, that should act on calls for new constitution. Of course, it was reported that last week or 2 weeks ago, Anyaoku led some patriots to meet with Tinubu, canvassing for a new constitution. That is a new constitution Nigeria can actually hope to move forward. So what is your take on this call for new constitution? whereas others are also asking federal government for like a penitentiary for a regional government.
Right. I think Nigeria is at a crossroad, very big crossroad, because anything that has to constitution, it appeared to me like more of Jambo every time. If you remember, during Jonathan, what do we have that? The comfort, is it comfort?
Yes, comfort.
Everybody came together. Up to now, the report is somewhere. Even during the APC government, I recall that everybody was the chairman of the restructuring.
Yes, restructuring.
He always said that he would provide the document.
I think that was in 20.
But it is the right of national
2019, just before
to make sure they actually use it or not use it. So for me, I think in as much as we want a new constitution, because you know this constitution was
like country pictures canvas regional government.
Well, regional government, I don't think
the same thing with penitentiary.
For me, I think regional government is now acting. That we need to review our constitution. Honestly, I will agree with you, because there are a lot of issues, and every government comes in and says we are doing restructuring. We are doing restructuring. It's better we have holistic restructuring. That's why I was thinking about Benjamin Kanu. You know, he's the chairman of constitutional review. So whenever they are talking, I say, this will still end up like a jumbo. So if we have, but the thing is, even if we want to change constitution, the fear is that hope it will not be like that. That is the fear. So for me, maybe if we can have a holistic review, that would have been better. Because when we're talking about regional at this level.
But a new constitution implies good governance?
When it is restructured, you know, we'll have more institutions to do more things than individuals. So some things will be subjected to institutions beyond what, you know, and if everybody can come and canvass, because if you look at it now, even the regional government, the Southwest is looking at what they got from but we stop it state from doing the education. They can still do it at the state level.
Those are also canvassing.
But it's at state level now, because we are not at regional level. In fact, I can tell you there is more education in the north than in the south now.
In fact, as a matter of fact, when the nation reverted to this old anthem, that's what many people were saying, that obviously that is a step to having a regional government. Remember, this new national anthem was used in the past.
For someone like us, I think it's a misplaced priority to say you are coming back with a new national anthem, because most of us that are more of the generation that's closer find it's quite appalling, because you know why? National anthem that the colonially give to you is what you are bringing back. The one you develop yourself, why not adjust it and balance it? It's better now. So for me, I don't think it depends on who is actually ruling. And you recall, even before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he said if he has opportunity to become president, first he will change the national anthem. So it is what within his whips and caprices that is changing. So if any other state find its favor too, it's going to be.
Thank you so much. Now, lastly, Guardian's main headline story says forest execution hitches threatening food waiver policy as farmers kick. What are we waiting for? And don't forget that we have December 31st for the deadline of this forest waiver policy.
I was on a sister program, and they were talking about forest and food. There's a misplaced priority. A lot of things are premature to actually embark on. Now, you remove fuel subsidy. You now put in there. You are now giving waiver. Waiver for what? I will still go and import with dollar. So where is the thing? So there is no way it will work. It's counterproductive. It's counterproductive. It will not. In fact, I will not go and import. Most people will not go and import. You know why? How will you break even when you pay huge amount converting naira to dollar, and also custom keep increasing their tariff? So what waiver? So if I thought there is waiver on custom, what about the money and who are you going to sell it? You know, the same Nigerians who doesn't have purchasing power. I think you see that most companies are even having unsold. Nobody is patronizing them. So it's counterproductive. It's not a good policy. You should have removed one. Remove price of you and control your dollar, your naira dollar relationship. But you see, you don't want. And which country in the world that will even embark on that? Even the almighty China, make sure that. In fact, America is accusing them that they don't allow their money to have value. But they said no, leave us, because our aim is export orientation. They want people to afford to come and import from them. So for me, it's counterproductive.
Counterproductive.
I don't know what we are going to do. And because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu also declared state of emergency of food security. July 13, 2023.
Yes.
Over 1 year now.
Yes,
and I always said the problem is food supply chain. Because there is food in Bauchi. But for you to bring food in Bauchi to Abuja, you need to pay the new fuel subsidy, fuel price, which is killing it. And even the CNG that is supposed to solve the problem is not available for the It's a serious issue.
What's actually the way forward? Because
in fact, let me even surprise you on CNG now. Let me surprise you on CNG now. We have more conversion places now, but we have only one place to buy
the gas.
So there's queue to buy gas. Is that not another trouble?
That is it. So what is actually the way forward? Because when this waiver was announced, many Nigerians were jubilating, thinking that at least that is a review to this food issue. But now that you mentioned it, what is actually the way forward? Because a few days time we are entering September and we were told that it will expire December 31st.
Well, the fact just remains that the government need to prioritize a lot of things. Why are we even importing food? That's the question. Because I think Nigeria should be self-sufficient in terms of food and production. Look at this flood that is happening now. Physiologists have been aware that this thing will happen ahead. What have we done? No supply chain, what have we done? We must start to feed ourselves. There's no way import will solve our problem. You know why? It will make infant industry subsistence farmers not to go beyond, not to scale. They will not scale. So for me, that is still counterproductive. We should look inward and empower people to produce what we are going to do.
Thank you so much. Now, just shortly, just before we go, we see that the NNPCL has run out of excuses, and up till now, the previous situation is as worse as how many days ago it started up. What is happening?
Well, their problem is majorly supply chain. But I know they are the sole importer for the past 8 years or 10 years now. So if you are the sole importer and you are not planning ahead, it's a serious problem. The day President Bola Ahmed Tinubu renew military appointment, I was thinking maybe something special is coming on. But up to now, you are buying it at high price and it's still not available. It's quite affordable. It's even fair here. It goes down a lot more. You see that people still buying 951,000.
Well, on this note, we conclude today's Inside Nigeria Leadership Television. I've had the pleasure of having company today, political economist, public affairs analyst, Ali Elias. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Viewers, until we come your way again, same time, same station. Tomorrow, here is wishing you a beautiful day. My name is Unifor Devil. Don't forget to join us on the same station for news on the app. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have